speaker actually was up here last year with me. She did such a good job. I let her have the whole speaker slot. She heard her whole own 10 minutes. Heather Zadan is Vice President of Marketing for Script Massage Warehouse, one of our great sponsors tonight. Great prizes, everything. And Heather's going to be talking to us about marketing. And I'm sure Bob has a couple of words to talk about.
A couple of things I'm going to talk about, Heather. I've seen her golf. She's not a very good golfer, but improving every year, because it's not hard. But also she's very petite. Kind of looks like a dark-haired Kelly Rickon, right? But the one thing I do know about her is that she is one of the best marketing people in the world. So pay attention to what she has to say, because what comes in a little package is pretty big. Thank you.
Heather Zadan.
Live up to what he said. Let's do a quick show of hands here. How many of you knew you wanted to be a massage therapist when you were a little kid? Yeah, I didn't really know I wanted to do marketing either. How many of you are passionate about wanting to be a massage therapist and getting out there and helping people? Okay, good. I was in the same boat. You know, I graduated college with a marketing degree, and it just sounded good. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I can tell you now that I am passionate about what I do, and it's not curing the next disease, but it's a lot of fun, and if you have passion in what you do, it's going to help you create the value that you need to be successful. It's going to help you create your unique selling proposition. So I'm excited to see that everybody here had a really good show of hands to say you're passionate, you're energized about getting out there and being a therapist. So, what is having value, defining your value, creating your own unique selling proposition have to do with marketing? Everything. So, what's important to know? What is marketing? First of all, let's define marketing versus sales. A lot of people just use those two words interchangeably. Marketing is reaching out to your audience. Marketing is generating a lead. Sales is actually closing that lead and sale. Remember that when you're out there doing your thing. You know, I talk about unique selling proposition, defining who you are, defining your value. I'm sure some of you went into a career for massage therapy and didn't realize that you're going to have to understand taxes, you're going to have to understand marketing, you're going to have to understand retailing, and all of these other things that come with being in business for yourself, if that's what you choose to do. You know, at the end of the day, being and having all of those other skill sets is not something you have to be great at, but you have to make sure that you're willing to do it and want to embrace it. It doesn't mean you have to be the guru of marketing, but it means you need to think about what you want your marketing efforts to be so that you can be successful and figure out how to network with people around you that know marketing and can help make you successful. So, 7 quick steps on this couple slides forward here to a marketing plan. You know, for those of you who have done any business courses, you know, you go through an entire course about how to develop a good marketing plan, and that means creating a 20-plus page document on what exactly you want you to do. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Really, I boiled it down here to 7 steps. If you go through these seven steps and understand what it is you're trying to accomplish and how you want to go about accomplishing that thing, and boil it down to the most basic thing. You know, what is your mission? At the end of the day, that sounds big. Really, it boils down to how many massages do I need to do a week in order to get X dollars in revenue to support my life, my family, and my lifestyle. It really is boiling it down to the basics and the fundamentals, and that's what you have to remember as you're going through all of these things and thinking about what it means to build a marketing plan. Understanding your target. demographic. I mean, there's a wide market. Almost anybody can benefit from massage therapy. But are you trying to target anybody? Are you trying to target some specific type of audience, whether it be sports-related audience, or whether you're trying to target a specific modality that you want to treat? So know who that audience is and figure out how you're going to target that audience. Know who your competition is. You know, I don't know how many years ago you didn't have to worry about all the franchises that were out there if you wanted to go in and be in your own business. Now you've got all the franchises out there that you're competing against. You need to understand who your competition is, not just the other independent solo practitioner that's out there, but what are the franchises doing? And make sure you understand that clearly so you know how to compete and you know how to create and provide value and differentiate yourself out there. SWOT. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. As simple as that. Identify those things and focus on your strengths and your opportunities. You know, you can sit there and try and fix your weaknesses, your threats. Those are things that you obviously want to be aware of and conscious of, but focus on what your strengths are. That's where you're going to be the most successful. I talked about your unique selling proposition. Make sure you know what that is. And then figure out what type of marketing things you want to do. One of the things I'm going to have you go away and do is brainstorm with a group of other therapists or friends. What type of marketing things do you want to put in play? And when people hear marketing, I know that the first thing they think is money and dollars. I have to spend all this money and dollars. It doesn't always mean spending money. It means thinking creatively and figuring out how to leverage some of the tools that you have in front of you. And then finally, just figuring out what do you want to spend on marketing? You know, what can you do for free? What can you leverage with a network or bartering and things like that versus what you want to actually spend? Don't forget that there are all types of marketing. You know, at the end of the day, not every audience is the same, and what one competitor is doing doesn't necessarily mean it works for you and your audience. So just remember to think about who your audience is and what you're trying to accomplish before you figure out what exactly marketing thing you want to do. Marketing, as I said, is key and critical to your success. So think about it, plan for it, talk to people, and again, as everybody has said thus far, don't be afraid to ask questions. Nobody expects you to be an expert on marketing and taxes and everything else. Use your network and ask questions. Skipping forward here to slide 9, 10 quick tips on things to do for marketing. First, market yourself. Everybody has heard there's a 30-second elevator speech. Know what yours is and have it ready. It should be your differentiating factor when you're talking to potential clients, potential folks that you want to partner with and work with to help make your business a success. Tip 2, marketing. You know, again, there's all types. You can spend money on direct marketing and direct mail and postcards and mailers and envelopes and things like that. But you can also do things for very little money, which includes networking and building a website, leveraging social networking, Facebook, Twitter, all of those things. Emails are really, really inexpensive ways to communicate with your client base and potential client base. So remember, there's a lot of ways to go out there and communicate with your audience. Tip 3, client satisfaction. You know, one of the things that, you know, I used to think was a luxury was going and getting a massage and helping my well-being and my headaches, and now I go in and it's more like a job because I don't leave that massage without understanding what I can do to make our business, a Massage Warehouse, better. Think about that every time you're with a client and you're leaving that client and you're asking them to make sure that they were satisfied. Take it away as, hey, I can use this time, this experience with my client to make my business better and a success. Number 4, consistency and persistency. You know, at the end of the day, you can't try one thing in marketing. You've got to try a whole host of things. You've got to come from it at all different angles, and you have to be persistent. One thing is not going to work, and you need to go at it time and time again. Tip 5, know your competition. Talked about that. 6, add value. Back to what's your value? What's your unique selling proposition? What do you want people to remember about you and your business? 7, volunteer your time. You know, Jay was up here saying, you know, time. You don't get any tax deduction when you're donating your time, but there is some value in obviously doing that, building a network, making sure that you're working with the right people out there to build that network and have a good group of people that you can leverage and help build your client base. 8, give and get references. Network, network, network. Don't go to a function without making sure that you've met new people. Don't go and do what is easy and comfortable, where you're going to go talk to a group of people that you know in that business setting or in any setting that you're in. Figure out a way to go up, introduce yourself, talk about things, make small talk, and talk about your business to open the door to other opportunities. 9, consider incentives. You know, we all know, especially these days, there's a lot of incentives and promotions out there. What can you do? It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money, but what can you do to be creative to get people to give you a try as you're building your client base? And finally, tip number 10, get the next appointment. You know, going from making and doing marketing to actually making and closing the sale or the next sale. Figure out how you can have every client leave wanting to set up that next appointment and actually getting that next appointment, as opposed to them walking away and saying, I'll give you a call in a few weeks, or I'll give you a call in a month. What can you do to close that sale now? That's where you're going to be the most successful. I mentioned, you know, doing a little homework assignment, brainstorming with folks, figuring out what you want to do for marketing, but more importantly, we're all up here with a full 10 minutes to tell you about something that you need to do in your practice in order to be successful. We're here not only for these 4 hours, but I think our contact information is in the back of all these books. You should feel free to reach out. I know I will offer that as my service. You know, feel free to shoot me an email if you have questions. You're drafting a marketing plan. You want feedback? I'm happy to answer questions. I mean, leverage the network you have and every opportunity you have to talk to people.